Xavier Institute, which is going to be known to comic fans as the home of the X-Men. And we've got the Sentinels coming in.
It's probably the house that cannot get insurance anymore. I don't think anybody touches
They have
the
a tough
mansion
time.
now.
Gets knocked down a lot.
Every time I hear the X-Men, I just want to go X-Men like really loud. I have to like hold myself to that.
So, Mark, you being the writer on this game, it must have been so fun to have a chance to jump into this franchise where really you've just got Marvel's toy box open to you. All these characters, all these cool locations. What was that like diving into this writing experience?
You know, it was really amazing. There are so few places that you get to use all of these characters from all these different families of Marvel heroes at the same time. There haven't been many games in the past other than the Marvel Ultimate Alliance series where you've gotten to bring all of these great heroes together and fight villains from all of those families of characters as well. So to be able to have that whole world at my fingertips while I was writing and to be able to pick and choose lots of amazing characters from Marvel's roster was really something special.
And I imagine it's nice with this since it's been about 10 years since we had one of these games. You had a good chance to do a fresh start. People don't have to have played the first two games. They can just jump in, so you could just write a really nice, solid new story.
Exactly, yeah. We wanted to make it accessible to everyone, whether you're a fan of the original series or you're a brand new person coming into Marvel for the very first time.
Speaking of jumping in, how about we get into some multiplayer?
Awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're going to jump right into multiplayer here.
Oh, you want me to jump in too?
Yeah,
Yes.
jump on in.
Thank you.
I'm just going to start out here with Luke Cage. He is
Super cool.
Am I gonna
He
get
is
here?
a
I'm kind
cool
of jealous
character.
you get
He's
to
kind
play
of a
as
big
Luke Cage,
bruiser.
actually.
How are you doing there, Spider-Gwen? You with us? Okay,
There we go.
There we go.
We're going to come in here. All the characters have kind of light and heavy attacks, which you can combo by pressing buttons.
Pressing the various X or Y corresponding.
Right, X or Y. And they also have special abilities, which are activated with the R button and then one of the other A, B, X, Y buttons.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, that was Spider-Gwen's giant web ball.
And I apologize. I'm just getting too busy nerding out about comics to remember, like, I get
Yeah.
to play this too. Yes.
So why don't we get into who we're playing? Because I know, Dan, you said you're Luke Cage. I am Iron Man.
Yep.
And I'm playing as Captain Marvel.
I got Gwen.
Yes, there we go.
So
It's
we made
just
short
so
work of those
fun.
Sentinels, but there's quite a few more up here. You can see Iron Man's got one of their power cores. If you defeat them, they drop that, and then you can use it to hit the other ones. But
Blow them up
we're
and do
going to
some additional
make
damage.
you drop it.
I love all these cutscenes.
Yeah, the cutscenes are so great. And I like that there's just like so many different inspirations from movies and comic books and animated series that kind of play into the look and feel of these.
And that was really important to us. One of the things we wanted to do was make sure that it was accessible to fans no matter where they were coming from, whether they're fans of the Marvel movies or the comic books or the old game series. We wanted to make sure that they were able to jump into this game and have all the knowledge that they needed, feel like they could relate to the characters and have that connection that's so important when you're playing a game,
Oh, yeah.
and give each character a moment to shine.
Yeah, so here we have Nightcrawler and Psylocke coming in. They're going to join the Alliance. We'll be able to play with them after this. But first, we've got more Sentinels to defeat.
Let's get them.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, yeah. Send them to the scrap heap. You can see the arcing line that appears between our characters. That indicates that there's some synergy between our abilities. And we can probably trigger a special attack
I'm good.
if we time it right.
Oh, nice core throw. That was a good start.
Oh, yeah. Each of the enemies has a hit point meter and also a stagger gauge. And when they're staggered, they kind of go down like that, and you can kind of hit them as much as you want before they get up. And then they also drop items as well.
It's a good way to keep them from damaging you, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's another core. Yeah, I think we're going to just mop these guys up.
That's what superheroes do.
Yeah. You can see there's a few item drops there, too, that we're getting leveling up as you go, getting experience.
Okay, let's see.
There's a core there somebody could get.
Yeah, I got it.
Awesome.
I'll throw it off to the right here. Okay, I'll come back and
Dodge
fight
out
this
of it.
guy.
One thing I love about this game is depending on which characters you bring with you, the ways their different abilities synergize are so different, and each character really feels distinct. Oof. So it's just so fun to experiment and see who kind of feels like they meet your play style, who works well together.
Yeah, and that was one of the
Yeah.
considerations we really took when we were putting together the roster, is not just who would make great characters for the story, but who would play well. You know, we wanted to have a wide variety of powers and ideas behind these characters so that everyone could find somebody that they love.
Yeah. And it's really great how like the synergy moves sometimes mirror what you see in the movies or comics. So there's a move between Captain America and Iron Man where he can kind of bounce his repulsor ray off of Captain America's shield, which is straight
Super
from
cool.
the show.
Yeah, there's all kinds of great combos. There's you can electrify one of Storm's tornadoes with Thor's hammer. That one's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
I had to try that.
Yeah, there's elemental attributes that can be added through the synergy, so it's really nice. So after we beat those guys, we're going to have these two join us. And we can go ahead and switch characters if we want. Try out some of the
Yes,
guys.
please. There's so many I definitely want to go through and try out a bunch of them.
So let's go to Hero Select.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, are we coming dibs, or are we just gonna?
Oh, I don't know who
Yeah,
I
we
want
should-
next. Let me see.
I would like to play as Iron Fist.
Nice.
I might grab Wolverine, actually.
Yeah.
I got Ms. Marvel.
I think I'm going to try the Hulk.
You know what?
So press B when you're ready with your selection.
I'm trying to decide. Okay, yeah.
When you're a
Wow.
fan of all these
Stick with
characters,
her for
it's
now.
hard. It's hard to decide.
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
It absolutely
And you
is.
can see there's so many, like the Inhumans are in there, just all kinds of different groups that haven't been represented much in games before.
I think a lot of us too, like we were saying, a lot of us were back home, in the office. We're still big comic book fans at heart. So this type of game
Oh,
for
yeah.
us is just like really, really fun. I can't wait to actually play this with you guys in the office.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of make your dream team. All those characters that might not team up every day in the comics or in the movies, you can finally bring them together.
Hulk got shocked.
Me too.
He wasn't talking very well.
It's so interesting
Oh,
the
now I'm gonna
dynamic
smash.
between the characters and what you get to see as far as
See, there was
I
a
mean, even characters that maybe don't meet each other all the time. It's got to be really cool to get a chance to write those interactions and write those meetings.
Yeah, we tried to find different unique interactions that necessarily wouldn't be found in the comics all the time and just give these characters a moment to highlight their relationships. There are a lot of characters who have deep history together, and trying to fit that into the game was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of somebody who's
Oh,
fit
who's
into
in
the game
there?
over here.
You can see through the
Hi,
window.
Wade.
Cooking
Is it
tacos
Deadpool?
in there?
It's Taco Tuesday, right? It's
It
Tuesday.
is.
No,
Hopefully they'll have some tacos over there at the cafeteria.
Can we go out for tacos after this?
So Nick Fury is telling us to search the area, and over here we see an Infinity Rift. These are lead to things called Infinity Trials, which are kind of side missions. We're not going to go into those in this segment, but we are going to talk about them in our next segment. So we're just going to pass over that for now. There was a message earlier that we might have missed in all the action to meet the Beast behind the mansion, and he's going to be over here by the Blackbird.
There's my ride.
Yeah,
What you got
exiting
for
in
us?
style.
What you got for us, Beast?
I do love every one of these little under the name introductions. They're very appropriate.
Yeah, we wanted to give everybody an intro where they were kind of summed up in a quick phrase in a fun, catchy way that you could get to the core of the character at the moment he was introduced or she was introduced. And so we put those in, and they seem to be going over quite well.
Yeah. So here's another chance to switch characters if we want. Why not?
So
Okay.
did you
Go
have
right
any
in.
characters you were particularly fond of that you found were especially fun to write for?
It did. I thought that Ms. Marvel was a lot of fun. That was a character that I hadn't had much chance to write before, and so getting to explore her voice a little bit was fun because she's a real new, positive, up-and-coming Marvel character that a lot of people really love, and I really enjoyed what character that was announced this morning, Elsa Bloodstone. She is a British monster hunter who is all the saucy. And she was great. And then I love writing Star-Lord and Rocket. Anytime I can get those two together in a scene, they steal the show from me. So
Quality Sparby banter
Yeah,
going
oh
on.
my goodness, so much fun.
So we're going to talk to Beast again. He took that Infinity Stone from the Hellfire Club, who I think we know has some powerful friends.
Yeah.
Collection?
He's
Keep hope alive.
All right, what's going on?
So I think someone's a little angry about it. And there goes another Blackbird. Again, like the mansion, we can
Right.
repair that.
They've got a whole hangar full of them, luckily.
Just the spares. Bring out the next one.
Oh my goodness.
And this can't be
Uh-oh.
good.
But it's a much larger Sentinel.
And he has one of the Infinity Stones. So the Infinity
that'll
Stones
work out
are in
right.
this game, but it's
That'll
a
be fine.
completely unique story from any other game. It's unique for this game, so that's kind of cool.
And
to
that was
see.
really important to us as well. We
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that we weren't just rehashing a story that had already been told.
Yep.
And it's almost impossible with this group of characters
Yeah.
to do that because even if you tried to follow the track of Infinity War Endgame, you're adding the X-Men to it, you're adding the Defenders to it, and you wouldn't be doing them justice by just shoehorning them into an existing story.
Yeah.
So we wanted to create something new and fresh that everyone could enjoy for the first time.
Oh,
All right.
Hey guys.
So
cool.
Got some
Colossus
additions,
and
guys?
Cyclops are going to help us out.
All right.
Okay. So now we gotta try to take
Okay.
out these enemies, and then so why don't we get? I
What's
picked.
our
I'm
strategy here?
Psylocke.
Not
Ow.
getting hit.
Deal. Okay. Strat 1. Don't get hit.
I am just gonna do the best I can. I picked Captain America, so I'm gonna brave everything.
One thing we could also do here is I think we have our Ultimate Alliance meters set
they
up
are
so we
full.
can do these.
Oh, yeah.
Just press L and R. We can do a whole bunch of damage here in this
Do it.
Ultimate Alliance Extreme. You can see we're just racking up the damage there on him, which is nice.
Take down this other Sentinel on the
And
right.
we've almost got his stagger gauge
Oh, get out
down
of there.
too.
Get out of there. Get out of there. Nope, 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 nope.
There he goes. Okay, so let's all pile it on the big guy. Use
Coming
your
over.
abilities. We can get some synergies going.
All right.
Yeah. Well done.
All right. I see
Yeah,
a
we got him
core
down
over
half.
there somewhere. I'm gonna try to go pick it up. Is that it? I thought you got it.
Got it?
Yeah, get the core.
There we
Oh,
go.
no, 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 no.
Try to get out of there. I'm gonna take
I'm gonna
out
stay
some
away
of
from
these
these blast areas for a
Sentinels
second.
here when I can.
Yeah, the small ones, it's good to get them, and then you can get more cores. Lethal Force authorized, you
Nope,
think?
nope, nope, nope.
Ow.
I'm just going to hit his foot.
I'm gonna get these little guys out of the way.
You can see where they're
There
dropping
we go.
these items that are going to help us power up our characters.
I see another one. Pick it up.
Yeah, throw that core at him.
There
There.
we go.
Yeah, he's gone.
Nice.
Those
We're gonna
Infinity
ruin it.
Stones aren't that powerful.
Oh, yeah. Well, a Sentinel just doesn't know how to use them.
Hopefully they don't fall into the wrong hands.
It does not compute.
They're no match for our teamwork. I think
That's
what
right.
it's at.
This isn't our first Sentinel rodeo.
Oh, that's a lot of mutants.
There's all the mutants. Oh,
Uh-oh.
well.
That seems like a poor design flaw.
Something's taking them apart, and the parts are floating.
It's not the Power Stone.
Come now, Cyclops.
Oh, boy.
When has following you ever done our kind any good?
So another thing that's awesome about this game, you never know who's going to show up next.
Yeah.
It's just always this really cool surprise, like, are they going to join me? Are they not? What's going on?
Yeah. There's so many villains and heroes.
Yeah, and this morning in the Direct, we got to show a lot more of the villains, which was
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
MODOK and Hela and Surtur and the Destroyer
Yes.
and Doc Ock. So
Yes.
the roster of villains is growing too, which is exciting.
Yeah, and the cool thing I like about the villains is just that each one sort of has their own way to defeat them, I'll say, without giving away too much.
Yeah, the choices on the costume design are really interesting too, looking at some of those classic characters and
Yeah.
some of the ones we have who are newer. We've got a real interesting mix. If you've maybe seen the character in one context, you might not recognize some of these older costumes or things that maybe didn't show up in the movies, but it's a really just cool walk down memory lane for a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a synthesis of all of those different mediums that they've appeared in. You know, we wanted to kind of distill them down to their core and make sure that we had the best possible version of each character that everyone would enjoy and recognize.
Here's Colossus meeting with Magneto.
It's a bad team.
Seems like it happens all the time. Oh, and there they go. They'll be fine.
I feel like one of them will be fine. The other one's kind of fleshy, meaty bones.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about
Colossus stands a
Cyclops.
better chance of a safe landing.
He's got a hard head.
No.
As long as he lands on that, I'll be okay.
This is why I think if I was ever a mutant, I'd probably be a bad guy because I would just want to talk trash and throw people around.
You want a
Makes me
monologue?
sound like one person, but
Me too.
they get to say the coolest stuff.
All right, so let's see if we can't convince Magneto to join the Alliance. He's with Juggernaut and Mystique, which is going to make it probably pretty
Very
difficult
hard.
where we're at right now.
I'll convince you with my
But we can
fists and my claws.
practice.
There we go.
There we
Oh, we stunned him.
Very good.
Nice.
Come on, get a movie.
You better shape up.
All right, we're getting there.
Oh,
Nope.
well, there's no way to beat him right now, but that may change when we get more powerful. This is
Clearly apparent right there.
We're not convincing enough.
Fall by my hand,
so now it's going
and
to
I will
happen.
watch as all that they hold dear crumbles to the ground.
Oh,
around
Leave
not
the
the
mansion
mansion.
alone.
See what I mean? He says the coolest stuff.
Yeah,
Mansion hasn't
yeah.
done anything
Villains
to
have all the
anybody.
good lines.
Juggernaut. Nothing can stop him.
Nothing that can stop me.
Oh yeah, that was right. It's almost like he wrote that.
That's right, you bet.
So here's kind of going to be a challenging part where we need to run from the Juggernaut through this debris field of the mansion. And
Wolverine is short. No, it's slow. Come on, buddy. Run, 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 run. Keep jumping.
I
Oh,
think
boy.
Psylocke's down. It's up to you, Cap.
Oh, no, I'm out.
Oh gosh.
Cap,
Getting closer. Oh no. Oh, did he get me? Oh, he got me. No.
What?
Well, this is
That's
somewhere
never
where maybe
happened
if
before.
we'd chosen a more
So,
agile
yeah, why don't we go
character.
back to a shield point and
Let's
we'll pick some
rethink
characters
our
who might
loadout here.
be better at fleeing from.
Splatted me into the wall.
Yeah.
With such a large
Unstoppable.
roster, luckily there's a character
Yeah.
for every situation.
And actually, the mobility side of it's really interesting because some of the characters can fly, some of them are web slingers,
Yep.
and it actually really changes your mobility, even as far as who has a double jump, who doesn't, what they do when they're up in the air. But that kind of flexibility is something that's really useful to keep in
Okay,
mind
yeah.
when you're thinking about a moment like that.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go in here and
All
switch
right.
to some more mobile characters.
Okay. And then I will switch to Thor, because Thor can fly.
Yeah,
So I'll
Thor's a good
take Thor.
choice. The spider characters are good.
I got Miles.
Remember that Captain Marvel.
Ready for action.
All right.
All right, everybody press B. and
Venom.
we'll give this another try. We can do it.
Honestly, this guy's just my boy anyway. I want to see him.
Oh
in
yeah,
action.
Venom's awesome.
We're getting lots of team bonuses too. That's cool.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to the.
The team of snappy dressers.
All right, we'll just talk
Let's
to
do
him,
this.
talk to Beast again to trigger. Oh, we may have to lose to Magneto again.
Oh, we can take him. we got some burly
This time we got
characters here.
stronger
should be all right.
characters.
We got this.
Oh, we can.
Can we skip this?
Yeah, we can skip it.
Okay.
So, Mark, I know you've been writing Marvel comics for years, and you've had a chance to work with a lot of these franchises. Before that, you were actually a Marvel editor as well.
I was.
I imagine that skill set really comes into play when you're trying to manage such a large project and such a large roster.
It does, having that ability to balance where everybody is in the story at the same time was something we needed to do in editorial a lot because we'd be overseeing 10, 15 books a month.
And where
we
is
have to
everybody
know
right
in
now?
an Avengers title where Captain America and Thor were going to be that month in their own books. So being able to take all of these characters and keep a constant eye on them while I was putting together this story, it was very helpful to have that background.
Here we go. Sorry, I'm so focused on beating this guy.
Yeah, we got to get.
Oh, we staggered him already. Good.
We got a lot of synergies going on.
You're good. Come on, symbiote. There we go.
Let me get in here. All right, should we take these smaller sentinels out first?
Yeah, let's get rid of
Get
them.
their cores.
Yeah, that'll really help. There's one. I see a core.
Oh, no.
Ow.
Swing out of here for a little bit.
Okay. There we go. Get this other guy. Jump in the air. Oh! Oh, Thor down.
What?
Thor down. I got bombed on.
I gotcha.
My bad.
All right, then. Venom cares.
And there we
Okay,
go.
you
We're
back.
good. We're back. We're back. Look out for the surrounding fire there.
Oh, get out of there.
Okay,
You can
now
dodge.
we're good. Ooh. Okay, let's get back in there.
I
Almost
think we got him. Let's do the Ultimate Alliance. and get
Yeah.
him.
Got it. Get all that
Hey,
damage.
I think that he won't like that. All right.
There we go. A lot quicker.
Everybody leveled up too.
Now
got
we just
rare
gotta deal
items.
with Juggernaut.
It was worth it.
All right, let's
We
skip
got more
this.
experience points.
Let's
Yeah.
get back to where we were.
Yeah.
We got this.
Skip some cinemas.
Okay.
All right, try to persuade you. We already know what's going to happen. So it's all right.
If we can,
Just jump right in there. All right.
come on.
Should we try and see if we can take down
Oh,
Juggernaut?
it's fun.
Oh, okay.
You can see Mystique throws out these explosive grenades that are trouble.
Almost.
So
Oh.
the characters all have a good variety of attack patterns, and I love how that captures, the same kind of things that they would do in the actual comics.
If you
Aww.
want to
But we
All right,
live in a
skip.
school.
All right, yep. Skip that.
Okay.
All right, we can do this.
All right, here we go.
We got this, guys.
Juggernaut take two.
I think he just kind of took us by surprise, even though we've done this before.
Just gonna swing out of here. Bye,
Gotta watch out for
guys.
Oh, no,
chandeliers,
I got
though.
stuck on the chandelier.
Watch out for chandeliers. He has like a shockwave in front of him, too, that you have to watch
Oh,
out
man. He is just getting us. Come on,
for.
you
we
guys got it.
though. I got it.
Keep going, keep going.
All right, so here's the payoff.
Juggernaut is no joke.
So just in time for tacos.
I sincerely hope you practice
that's
this out
the money
loud
shot
while you're
right
running.
there.
I gotta make sure this taco song is working.
Yes. In the mirror, I sang that many mornings.
Your family's just like, what's wrong with you?
Okay, that's it. Someone's about to get a kick square in the chimichanga.
Wade's got to be fun
Such
to
a
write
great
for.
He
You.
was. He was.
Oh, and then why? The Mansion didn't do it.
More patchwork.
Clean up and I'll exit.
All right.
Will destroy you.
Oh, okay.
I think one of
the
us
nice
is
thing
knocked out.
The nice thing about Deadpool is that he didn't seem to care that the X-Men mansion was getting attacked by Sentinels or by Magneto,
no.
but when somebody ruined his tacos,
Priorities.
he's joining the fight.
Do we want to switch characters again?
Yeah.
I think I want to stay
Sure.
with Captain Marvel, but
Oh, we could stick with these then for a little bit. We didn't
I
spend
think
too
I'm
much
going to
time
switch
with
out to somebody with a little bit of more brute strength. 'Cause
Yeah,
I know
I'll
Juggernaut's coming up.
Yeah, I'll stick with Thor then.
them. I might stick with my boy here. He makes me happy.
all right, we're ready.
Yeah, we're ready. Drax.
Drax.
Wants pizza.
I'll take pizza. we got pizza?
I thought we were
Well, the
having
tacos are ruined, so we got to
Tacos
order
are
something.
All right, so we got to go to chase Deadpool and Juggernaut.
And I don't. Oh, we're gonna talk much about this, or are we just gonna
We're
let folks
just gonna
wonder
run
about
past
that?
it, but that's a little box that's kind of locked behind a force field that you need special abilities to unlock. We're gonna leave that to players to figure out.
It's a secret. All right. Okay, rematch with Juggernaut. We got this.
Oh yeah.
No, get out of the way.
Yeah, when he's charging
Nope,
like that. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
All right, pile it on now. Yeah.
Come on. Oh. One thing I do love about this game is honestly, no matter who you play, you just get to feel so awesome. Just throwing these abilities around and playing as your favorite characters, it's just a blast.
Yeah, and with each of the characters having 4 different abilities, you can always switch it up while you're playing. It's a lot of fun to try out their different attributes.
We're stunning him.
Got it.
He's not having a good day.
Oh, I think is he about to charge again?
Yeah.
There
he goes. Fly in the air.
Gosh. Web slinging is so awesome.
There we go.
Come here,
Pile
you.
it on.
Yeah, oh yeah. Thor, I like that simultaneous Thor and Captain Marvel just descending from the sky.
Got first
Oh,
punch.
we will try.
Oh, we are trying.
Uh-oh.
That punch again.
Nope, nope, nope. Get out of here.
Oh, so close. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Oh.
We got him. Almost. Uh-oh.
No, no, no.
Oh, that's on all 3 of you?
I was too
I'm good.
overconfident.
Oh, I'm trying. Oh, no.
No, we can do this.
I'm
Swing
down.
around,
hurt.
Venom, swing.
Just revive us instead now.
Your
Okay, I'm
only
coming,
hope,
I'm coming,
Venom.
Venom recovery service en route. Don't,
You got this.
Do
You
not
got
touch
this.
me until I've got them up. Oh, wait. Come on. I'm going to try to get Drax over here if you can get him up.
I got Captain Marvel.
You're
Yeah.
good.
Thank you.
Oh.
I'm healing here. What are you doing? That was
He's almost
rude.
there.
Now I'm out.
Okay.
Man,
Oh, he's so tough. So
Yep.
good, though.
take him out.
Almost there.
We almost got him. Oh, there we go. Got
Nice.
him.
Nice.
Good job, guys.
We did it. We stopped the unstoppable Juggernaut.
Thor is mightier.
Yes.
Oh, good.
there's
Cyclops
Cyclops.
is back.
Yeah,
he
he's fine.
survived.
Looks relatively
He's
unbruised.
fine.
Oh, can you bring us back, guys?
Nope, we're out.
Gonna leave us
Look at
behind.
you.
He's running after us.
You think you cannot be stopped, Tovarish?
This is
Allow
a
me
classic
to
battle.
prove you wrong.
We'll let them do their thing.
We'll see them later. Oh, and now Deadpool's gonna join us.
Alright.
Finally.
Gotta avenge Taco Tuesday properly.
All right.
Okay,
Are we okay with these characters? I want to switch one more time.
Let's switch them up, maybe.
All right.
sure thing. Go into the hero select.
Yeah. Come on.
All right.
All right, who are you guys thinking?
I will be. Oh gosh, so many good characters.
I might actually grab Deadpool.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone should grab.
And
Deadpool.
do Rocket and Groot.
Oh, that's a good idea.
All right, I'll be Star Lord.
Wolverine.
You are the best. You got it.
Rocket and Groot are really interesting too because their attack combinations are really unusual, I think, since there's actually two
Yeah.
characters
Right,
in one
yeah,
there.
so Rocket does the bombs and the guns, and Groot's got his arms and his vines to attack with, so they get to have a lot of interesting combinations while they fight.
We're into a secure location. Also, Wolverine's interesting because one of his abilities is regeneration. So not all the abilities are necessarily attack abilities.
Right.
Some of them are kind of more
Passive ones.
supportive or defensive.
Hey, Cyclops saved us. Oh no.
I thought he was fine, but
Cyclops,
apparently
no.
not.
He's still in the forest somewhere, trying to find
He's
his
at a
way home.
tree.
He's on break. He's on break.
And the secure location is the danger room. I don't know
Very safe
why we fell
place.
for that one.
All right. Okay, here we go. Survive danger
Deal.
trials. Let's do this.
Okay.
So
here we
get
go.
in here.
And the cool thing about the danger room is it can generate any environment. So it looks like we've got background here, maybe from Wakanda, but we've got prisoners from the raft that we're fighting. So it's a mix and match of different elements from different parts.
And I think throughout the game, as you're playing, learning the different tells of different kind of enemies, every time you encounter a new either type of minion or type of boss character, you really want to start paying attention to what they're doing so you can start learning those tells.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and you can see those synergy lines are just popping up all over the place because this team, I think, has a lot of great synergies. I love how you can just kind of, with Wolverine, you can just kind of juggle these guys across the screen. I get a little carried away here.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'm in.
Why not?
I'm on it.
Mess him up.
Avoid sphere. That sounds powerful. Oh, we've got another way.
Okay.
So we're not. I don't think we're going to be able to get through all of this, but
We can't keep playing.
Shadowland.
we can.
Should we do a little bit more?
Yeah, we
little
can
bit
do a little bit more.
Okay.
But
Playing as Star-Lord is so fun. He's got some really cool like air
I could
combos
honestly
and
just keep
stuff.
doing this all day. All right, get him, Wade.
Fire tornado.
Oh,
yeah, see, there's a plane. Added a flame element to a
Yeah.
whirlwind attack.
Does anybody got Rocket and Groot?
Oh, I'm trying to, but these guys won't stop punching
Oh, that's
me.
because you're knocked out, or Groot is knocked
Groot's knocked out. I'm trying to get him here, but these guys
Oh, I
won't
see.
back off.
out. All right, Wolverine, get in there.
Oh, man. Stop punching me.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be helpful. All right, here we go.
Wolverine is just so fast. He just goes across the screen. Like, whoa, buddy.
Thanks for
Yeah.
trying.
No, I'm going to do this. One way or another.
Oh,
There we go. Okay, we're back.
I got knocked down.
I got
Oh,
you.
boy. Oh, they
hit
don't
with
call
a
it the
bomb.
danger room enough.
Me too. Wait, okay. Almost done.
That was the
All
same
right,
bomb
you're up.
that did me in, so.
These guys are jerks.
Ah,
All right, I
Oh.
think that might be close. Or we got a little time.
Whoa.
We got a few more minutes.
That's okay.
Can we?
Can we? Do we have it? Do we have it?
Well, I guess as we're wrapping up,
We should wrap up.
any kind of final thoughts you want to share with viewers? I know it's pretty exciting to finally be able to talk
Yeah,
about this game and show it off.
it's great to finally get it out there and to have more and more announcements of characters that are added to the roster and new villains and new locations. I think it's really exciting. And this morning, the expansion pass got announced where there's more
Yes.
content coming in the fall with
Yeah.
Marvel Knights and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
My
So
favorites.
the roster's growing and growing, and lots of fan favorite characters
Yeah.
getting added into the series. So we're really excited to introduce not only some classic characters but some brand new ones to the franchise.
yeah.
Okay, well, I think that wraps